The phone rang at 3 a.m., his name on the screen. My husband. The silence on the line lasted too long before he spoke, his voice fractured and panicked. "Where are you? Please, come home." I listened, cold, detached. Days earlier, I had walked out after the barbecue, the one where my family wasn't invited. My sister-in-law smirked, calling the guest list classier. He snapped, telling me if I didn't like it, there was the door. So, I took it. Now, in the dark silence of a rented room, I heard him tremble. His certainty had cracked. His arrogance dissolved into fear. Something had shifted. I didn't answer his question. I simply breathed, slow and steady, letting the weight of his desperation spill through the receiver. He thought I was broken, but I was only beginning to open my eyes. The barbecue was never about food. It was a performance, a stage he controlled, and I had not fit the script. For years, I told myself he was tired, distracted, overworked. The late nights, the locked phone, the hollow explanations. I filled his silence with excuses because it was easier than facing what lay beneath it. But that night, the laughter I wasn't invited to, the ease with which my absence was dismissed, something inside me calcified. I began to see the pattern. The business trips that coincided with her vacations. The way his sister defended him too quickly, too sharply, as though rehearsed. The small hesitations when I asked where he'd been. I remembered the way she had looked at him that night, my sister-in-law, her smile edged with something more than cruelty. Possession. The betrayal wasn't sudden. It had been seeping in for years, like poison diluted into water. And I had been drinking it. I did not rage. I did not accuse. Instead, I observed. Quietly, methodically. While he slept, I slid his phone from the nightstand. I memorized numbers, traced conversations disguised as business, messages deleted but not carefully enough, receipts tucked in wallets, charges in towns he wasn't supposed to be in. Her name appeared more than once, hidden under initials, camouflaged as work, but her handwriting on a receipt betrayed them both. Still, I spoke nothing. I played my role. The wife returned home, subdued, apologetic. He believed it, believed my silence meant defeat. Inside, I counted days. I collected fragments. I laid the pieces on a table only I could see. Every smile of his became evidence, every excuse a confession. He thought I was sleeping beside him, but I was already gone, stitching together the noose he had woven for himself. The truth came in sterile print, a private investigator's file, photos, dates, times, 2 figures crossing a hotel lobby, his hand pressed against her lower back, the intimacy of their stolen moments exposed in black and white. I stared at the images for a long time, not with shock, not even with sorrow, only with confirmation, the puzzle complete. That evening, I laid the envelope on the kitchen table. He walked in, loosened his tie, kissed my cheek like routine. I didn't move. My eyes followed him as he noticed the file. His hand hovered. He opened it. The silence collapsed. His breath caught. His face drained. "Wait, I can explain." I didn't blink. I didn't speak. He filled the air with excuses, apologies, half-truths spun into frantic threads. His words scattered against my composure. The more he unraveled, the calmer I became. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I simply stood, took my keys, and placed one final document beside the photographs. Divorce papers, already signed. His mouth opened, closed, opened again. Desperation spread across his face like a stain. "You can't just, after everything, we can fix this." I looked at him, finally speaking, my voice steady as ice. "You taught me my place at that barbecue. Consider this me returning the favor." the words sliced cleaner than any scream could. I left the door open behind me, the night air rushing in, swallowing his pleas. He had wanted control. He had wanted power. Now he stood exposed, stripped, powerless. And I didn't need to watch him fall. I only needed to walk away. Alone, I felt the silence settle like armor. No tears, no shaking hands, only a clarity that tasted bitter and sharp. He had built his life on betrayal, hidden behind charm and cruelty. I had lived inside that shadow, small and unseen. But betrayal is a mirror, and once you finally look, you cannot unsee. I was not his wife anymore, not his possession, not his silence. I was the wound he gave himself, and he will bleed from it long after I am gone. Final line? He tried to erase me from his life, so I erased him from mine.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.